It is Dom time. Welcome in, loaded up today. Just moments after the Comer. I think, look, I'm critical of this Comer guy, Dan, at times. He comes on, he huffs and puffs. He got into it with Steve Ducey this morning. Will there be rules broken? Will there be crimes charged? Ducey, right away with Ducey. But I think he delivered today. When I jotted down 7 to 10 points here that we'll get through the show, I mean, this is the big story. Scott Perry will be here at 1 o'clock today. Yeah, Representative Scott Perry, head of the Freedom Caucus. Finally, they put out a lot of stuff. Our buddy Bill Lawrence over in Delaware County on his website encapsulated it well. The first tell on all this money, by the way, you know what the thing is, you always get gotten on this. Since they didn't report it, one wonders if they paid any taxes on this. That's very unlikely, right? And you know that's how they always get you. First thing, right? You didn't pay taxes on this. Here are the people that receive money from the Communist Chinese Party government. Biden, the brother, Hunter, Hunter's sister-in-law / lover, Hunter's ex-wife, Hunter's current wife, and several grandkids. Yeah, I'm sure the grandkids are very good. The Chinese special skills those Biden grandkids had. The other thing is, and do you have that one, Representative Donald, Stan? Ready to go? Not yet? Yeah, okay. Representative Donald's from Florida, rising conservative star, worked in the banking industry before he got into this. He made a point. The Bidens think they're being clever. The more clever you think you are by setting up all these dummy corporations, the more people you're bringing into this plot, the more suspicious it looks. Borowski Enterprises, what is that? Borowski Enterprises Part 2, what is that? It's Part 2 of Borowski Enterprises Part 1, but I want to know, what does Borowski, where's the invoices for Borowski Enterprises? Well, we don't have any. It's a very small company. All right. Here's Representative Donalds making the point that this is all suspicious, all these shell companies. Why do you need all of them?
Example of what I mean. You have Rosemont Seneca Partners, Rosemont Seneca Advisors, Rosemont Seneca Technology Partners, RSP Holdings, RSTP2 Alpha, RSTP2 Bravo, Rosemont Seneca Thornton, Rosemont Seneca Bohai. I want to make sure I pronounce it right. Bohai, Bohai.
My God.
And the list goes on and on. Cycling through this many companies serves no legitimate purpose. And as somebody who actually worked in banking, I did that long before I came here. Whenever there was like this many companies just laying all over the place, and you see wire transfers and cashier checks over here going to random members of the family for no apparent purpose, at the size and velocity at which all of this was being conducted, the only logical conclusion of a financial professional is you are concealing money. Let me restate this. You are concealing money from either the IRS or from credit agencies or from other people in general. That's the only reason you set up a structure like this. Some of these companies were connected to Hunter's personal professional company, Oswego, or Skinny Atlas, Scale Atlas, however you want to pronounce it. And the list goes on. And Mr. Biggs, he talked about Hudson West 3 and some of those other issues that were going on as well. One thing I want to make sure is that all of this has happened and Joe Biden is aware. Nobody in this room can logically sit here and say that the president of the United States had no idea that these companies were being formed while he was vice president of the United States. And I will add you, he was probably in better mental shape then than he is today.
Nice.
I'll throw that out there.
Nicely played. All right. Yeah, well, you know what his defense is always? I've always been stupid. I've always been a blowhard. I've always been Mr. Magoo. And now I'm even more Mr. Magoo. So I can do anything I want because I don't know what I'm doing. And, you know, the public goes, I don't see Joe Biden as a mastermind. Hunter, he doesn't look like much of a mastermind. Amazing. And I love it. They're so lazy. Typical Hunter Biden. He didn't even come up with other company names. He just kept on spinning off that Rosemont. You know, it's like Rosebud or something. what a just low rent, just, by the way, this is treasonous stuff too, if true. I mean that literally. If dealing with the communist Chinese, the Romanians, there seem to be a bunch of vampires here. Here are a few points out of all this. One, Hunter Biden, this is even the Biden family, this is even more extensive than what we knew, meaning more players, more countries, more corruption than we know. There are 9 Bidens who got paid off, including grandkids. It's elaborate. All these holding companies. Why? Why do you need to do all that? And then I'm taking a look. Did they pay taxes on any of this? Why are there no invoices? So here's the question. I'll ask Dan first. Scale of 1 to 10. How are you feeling today? I know there are people listening saying, yeah, but they're still not. Look, these things take time. It's not just overnight. We realize you're going to throw your hands up and give up against the systems. My level of confidence that something, at least politically, is going to come out of this that is very damaging to Biden. And let's face it, in the end, would I like to see all the Bidens go to jail involved in this? Yeah, I would. But politically is where I'm looking at this to stop them. That's where it comes. I would say I'm slightly more confident the Sixers are going to beat the Celtics than I am that this will damage Biden severely, but only slightly more. I'm at about a 6.5 out of 10 on the Bidens and about a 7 on the Sixers. Dan, how about you?
I'm low. I don't think this moves the needle at all.
Oh my God!
I hate to I wanted to. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah,
I really wanted to move the needle. It's just at this point I was watching. So during the press conference, I was switching between CNN, MSNBC.
Right.
CNN
They're
had
not covering it. Right.
Yeah, they were talking about Santos. MSNBC was talking about Trump's thing. So they're not going to cover it, and they are still in the driver's seat for driving narratives in this country. And until the media becomes honest with themselves, and you heard there at the end, Comer was laying into the media saying we don't have investigative journalism anymore. If you go back to Watergate, it was media members that were finding out this kind of stuff, like about the Bidens. And now when they put out stuff like this, the media says, oh, look at this conspiracy theory. Oh, here's Comer. They're going to try to spin it away from Biden again, and it's not going to do anything.
Couple things. One, there's a whistleblower here, and there might be more whistleblowers coming forward. That's somebody in the mainstream media is going to bite a little bit. Once they do, there's competitive advantage. 2, how about Robert F. Kennedy Jr. with fodder like this, Stan?
Yeah.
In other words, they want to cover him. It's the Kennedy name. It's wild stuff. They all want the interview. They all want to talk about it. I don't think he's going to move away from this. I think he's going to go after them. Now, his only problem, in fairness, is, he was buddying up to Hugo Chavez with the heating oil, but there's no sense that he took money from him or anything that I know of, as like Biden has. All right, so I'm at a higher level. I'm at about a 6.5 here, 6. You could say, well, why are you not at a 10, given all that's come out? For the reason that Dan talked about. This is going to be a slow process. But the other thing I'm hoping, some of these people in the Democrat Party who want to run for president in 2024, Gavin Newsom, Mayor Pete, all the others, are they just going to sit back with this stuff and not use it in some way, shape, or form? And that I doubt. So it's not so much the Republicans. Now, what Republicans have to do, they have to come up with something that can nutshell this. And I gave you several examples. 9 Bidens getting paid by the Communist Chinese Party. Yeah, how's that? In other words, it can't be just people that listen to talk radio and Fox and really follow this stuff. It's got to go beyond that. And we'll ask Scott Perry about that. Dan's right, though. Not a lot of media coverage today. I'm not sure if anything outside Fox Talk Radio are covering it. One other quick thing. Oh, do we have a great side question today? I have to take 3 of them off the list. 2 of them, I don't know that anybody'd say, but I get enraged when I think about them. Movies. All right. Who is it that has been rumored to ring the bell for the Sixers? I'm still shocked last night. Dan, at one point when the Sixers got ahead by 14, the Barco Lounger may have tipped over.
Oh, did you actually fall out of your chair?
Well, it was to avoid Luke, who was just
Now, did the Barker Lounger tip over because you were so excited and you threw it off
Yes.
kilter, or is
Yeah.
it just that badly,
well,
you know,
it's
damaged
both.
that it?
You know how they have the thing that raises the legs? That's been broken a long
Yeah.
time ago. Then I used to be able to put it down. Now I have to push off one side of it and pivot over top
Why don't you
of the
just get a
leg
new
part.
one?
Because there is none
There,
that
are still.
no. Well, okay. If you find that,
You're like
I'll send-
Archie Bunker.
I'll set listeners up. Yeah, well, it takes your body type over the years. It's been a good friend. How can I put?
Just molds around your
Yeah,
bum.
Rogo. So all I want for Mother's Day is to get a new chair there.
Does anybody else
man,
sit in it?
come
Like,
on.
are there times where you come
No.
into the house and Luke's sitting in the
No,
chair?
there's only one person. Freddie the cat loves it.
Okay.
And when he gets in there first, I let him have it. That's how bad it's gotten with him.
So your Barker Lounger, is there a wood involved, or is it straight cloth and?
Straight cloth.
Okay, so it's
Yeah.
like a comfort thing.
But the whole
a
thing is
lazy boy
broken.
style.
Yeah. Well, just, once I latch on to things, wives, producers, Barker Loungers.
Why the Barker Lounger though?
I don't know how we got it. I just
But-
like saying it.
But do you absolutely require the separate ottoman, or can you just get a
Yeah.
normal recliner?
Nah, it just doesn't fit.
Why?
Once I get a certain thing
But,
going
like,
on.
the worst thing ever,
Yeah.
as listeners know by now, I'm a very
Yeah.
tall guy. It's putting your feet onto an ottoman and then it slowly like moves away as you're sitting there, and you have to like scooch it back close to you.
That's true. I'm not
Whereas,
quite tall
whereas
enough.
like a recliner, it just kind of stays there.
yeah,
And you can,
with me, it fits perfectly.
does it?
All right. So no Mother's Day, Ro. We're not giving away that. All right. So where are you on this? Are you like Dan the Red? Oh, as well as us. Nothing's going to come out of this. And who is it, Dan? Rumored to ring the bell for the Sixers. Now, for listeners who don't know, it's a great gimmick they have. I think the Sixers have some of the greatest stuff in sports. When they play that song at the end, that's rubbing it in. When they start playing the song with like a minute left, they're telling you it's over, baby. Hit the song. And they could have done it in Boston last night with about 4 minutes left. Yeah. The other sign is if they put Embiid on the bench, it's like a victory cigar. Game's over. So who will ring the bell, the Liberty Bell, that gets the crowd frantic tomorrow night? I haven't been asked. I might be booed. Can you
Not Dom
imagine?
Giordano?
Can you imagine, Dan? That's that guy. No, it's not Helen Gim. Who is headlining in town at $1,300 a seat if you're trying to get a seat now?
Can I play a clue?
Yes, play the clue.
Play a clue? Here we go.
Yes.
This is at a Sixers game back when
That's
this person
right.
was 11 years old.
11. All right, take a guess at that. Dan was so kind. I mean, every day he's got to put on this masterpiece, Dom's Money Melody. He was going to use that. And I said, I want to use it at the beginning of the show. And there's all kinds of names submitted to ring that bell tomorrow night. It's going to be a big moment in the town tomorrow night. And this person, you just heard that 11-year-old who sang, now all grown up, I guess about, 20 years ago or 25?
Yeah, I guess probably about 20 years ago.
20 years ago. Who is that? 855-839-1210. Oh, man, Dan the Red has all this.
It's not much of a
out there.
Dan the Red moment because I'm with you. I want this to
right.
be a huge thing. It's just it's more Dan the pessimist today.
Well, you're acting like Watergate was. You know how long it took? It was a third-rate burglary. Dan, I've read 4 books on Watergate. I think I've interviewed. I don't know if I've interviewed double figures. I got to go through in my mind of the principals in Watergate one way or another over the years. I mean, I've interviewed Woodward 6 times, I think. I can't get enough of it. I mean, I almost have it memorized, but it took forever. Nixon was laughing at it. They were like, you got to be kidding me,
Yeah.
Now, I'm not saying today alone. And I don't care, the criminal aside from that, I don't want the cherry on top. I just want to stop this guy. And I do want to see Hunter Biden in jail for the rest of his life where he belongs. I mean, he's just a crumb bomb. He's just hard to imagine. Talk about privilege. All right, so 855-839-1210.
Hey, Dom, we are live. Dining with Dom,
That's right,
youtube.com/@1210WPHT. And at the 12:30 today, we're going to be testing Captain Chucky's new great ravioli.
Which one did you bring in?
I have both lobster and crab.
Oh man, you guys.
But I bring
We're
that
good.
up. I bring that up because I made a mistake here. When we played that clue as to who that 11-year-old is
Yes.
singing, it did not go over our YouTube feed.
Oh, let's hear it a little bit more then. Okay.
Does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the
Little country twang there, huh?
Incredible voice for I don't know that the voice even resembles though the little bit I know the current person.
no,
Yeah,
not
no, it
much,
doesn't.
no.
No, not much. All right, so 85, who is that? And should that person ring the bell or who should ring it? And where are you with this? Look, I know the tendency in talk radio. Sometimes I engage in myself. We go nuts. I like to celebrate when there's something that happens, and I'm celebrating a bit today. I think they met what they hyped in that they did provide information today that was pretty compelling. Now, I'm not saying, given the media, given all the nonsense, so which one of these is now the media, you know which one they're going to run with, particularly Trump tonight on CNN, the Jeannie Carroll or Jean Carroll. And by the way, Eric Swalwell, Dan, did you see this? He tweeted out that goofball, the Fang guy, that Trump was convicted of sex abuse. It wasn't rape. They said sex abuse of a sort. I don't know which one's goofier. I'll tell you what Giuliani said that's goofy. But Swalwell, I'm not sure if he's a lawyer or not. He's as bad as Nancy Pelosi. Remember Nancy Pelosi said in a court of law, you get to prove your innocence? No, they have to prove you're guilty. You don't get convicted in a civil case. You get held liable. It's not the same thing at all as being convicted. Anybody knows that. I mean, I can go through the definitions of it, what the difference is. Rudy Giuliani on Newsmax last night said, what are we talking about? There hasn't been a rape in Berghoff's, that's the department store, wherever they were, in 32 years. What? He offered that as a defense. Why would you rape someone there? What the heck? All right, so it's 855-839-1210. Tell us who is singing that song and your level of confidence. I'll give you the side question coming up. We got Scott Perry tomorrow. It's almost exhausting. We have at 12:10, Judge Janine, Bill O'Reilly at 12:30, and then in studio, the great man, Colonel Alan West, who's in town. Wow.
Huge
That
hour.
is yes. Well, out of those, they're all great, Dan, but you know my favorite is, right? I mean, I love Alan West, but O'Reilly, there's nothing like it. You just can't imagine, that's the top of the mountain. All right, phone lines are 855-839-1210. Coming up, I'll tell you who it is if you don't guess. That's rumored to ring the bell. And who is Helen Gim in a last-ditch effort on Sunday? Two big figures she's bringing to town at a rally that I'm thinking about attending. I don't know if I need a disguise with the Gimites. Would they recognize me? Would Will Bunch be in the crowd pointing me out?
It's him. It's him.
I think she knows who I am. I told you the story. She demanded to be 2 stories up from me at Fox 29 when we were in the green room together. And I didn't even say a word. I was just sitting there pretending to read something, just seeing what I could overhear.
If you went to a Helen Gim event,
yes,
who in Philadelphia media or politics would you seek out so you're not like the guy standing alone in the corner? Would it be someone like Will Bunch? Would you rub shoulders with him?
Yeah, why not? Sure.
Yeah.
No, I just say I'm here with a news station.
Gotcha.
We do news occasionally.
Yeah, I feel like you got to wear a disguise, though.
Some kind of disguise.
Fake mustache.
Fake mustache.
Yes.
Okay. 855, a baseball hat. 855-839.
I got a couple of those for you.
Backwards. 855-839-1210. You get on board here on the Dom Giordano Show. Dom Giordano show. All right, who's rumored to ring that Sixers bell? And where are you seeing this display today with Republicans as far as a confidence level that something good will come out of it, meaning something bad for the Bidens? I'm I'm a little bit lower than the Sixers and Celtics, but that is a big honor. That's a bigger honor than throwing out a first pitch for the Phillies. I don't know what the Eagles do. Flip the coin. Now, they don't let you flip the coin. Well, the NFL does. By the way, the NFL so big that revealing the schedule, is it tomorrow night, Dan, at 8 o'clock or tonight?
Yeah, tomorrow.
Tomorrow
Thursday,
night
yeah.
at 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
The number watching that will probably dwarf the Sixers game.
You think so?
Yeah.
Really?
I mean, people go wild over this. Just the schedule. To see
Wow.
what the schedule is and to tick off the winners, losers. By the way, how did you do last night on your parlay?
Oh man, it's so frustrating because you were
Harden.
right. You were right. You were
Harden.
right. Yep. It came down to Harden. Harden didn't get the 30 points, but every other leg hit, Dom. Every other leg hit. If Harden just got those 30 points, Maxey had Harden's game. Maxey had the game
Yeah.
that Harden needed to have for me.
Well, they were taking him out of the game at a point, Harden too, and we're screaming he's got to go and get the ball. But that's the best I've seen the Sixers look as a team.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
You see over in the NFL with the schedule release, who scooped all the NFL reporters and releasing some portion?
Kelsey's mom.
Yeah, Jason and Travis Kelsey's mother, who revealed that week 2,
Right.
Arrowhead, Eagles
Right.
versus Chiefs rematch.
You know, I don't think she should be doing that. I mean, it's a big
I think it was a
enterprise.
mistake.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because she posted, I think it was on her personal Facebook page, and I
Okay.
think it was just saying
Okay.
to her, family, friends, this is when my sons Travis and
Right.
Jason are going to be facing off against
I was
each other.
surprised they told the players. I didn't know anybody knew.
Yeah, you're right. That's a good point.
But think of the power of the NFL that just a piece of paper, the schedule, gets this sort of drama and gets so much stuff going on. It's hard to believe. How do you compete if you're the other leagues? It's impossible. America wants this, and that's what it is, and you just can't do too much about it. Let's go to Jim in Chester Springs. Hey, Jim, welcome to Talk Radio 1210. Who's rumored to ring the bell, do you think?
I ain't got a clue on the bell, Dom. I was calling about the singer.
Yeah, well, the singer is the person that is
Oh.
rumored to ring the bell. Yes.
And that would be that one and only superstar Taylor Swift.
Yeah, now what do you think about that? Should Taylor Swift be given the honor of ringing the Liberty Bell?
I think there's probably some better choices, Dom.
Boy, you're a diplomat. We have to sign you up to be in diplomatic corps. I think it's a wretched idea. My God.
Yeah, I agree.
Particularly given the recent politics, Jim.
We've not got involved with politics or religion.
Thank you, Jim.
Yeah, but this is on the home front. And also, back in the presidential election, I was in such a horrendous place that I wasn't going to pop my head out of the sand for
Why
anything.
would you? I mean, does Bob Hope do
Well,
it?
why-
Did Bing Crosby
well-
do it? Does Mick
Hey,
Jagger
what
do
the
it?
hell? Come
No,
on.
what I'm saying right now is
Bob
if-
Hope and
First
Bing
of all,
Crosby.
these aren't your dad's celebrities, and these aren't your dad's Republicans.
Imagine if we came to you and said, "Hey, we've got this idea that we could halve the number of people that come to you next tour." And the other thing, just from a security
So you
standpoint,
think people-
Taylor Swift comes out against Trump?
I don't care if they write that.
All right.
You want more? I got
Oh,
more.
well, yeah, no, I'll add the blank. All right,
Yeah.
the Trump is one thing. Then she goes wild on Marsha Blackburn. This is
It
just,
really is a big deal. She
Oh,
votes
okay.
against fair pay for women. She votes against the reauthorization of the Violence Against Women Act, which is just basically protecting us from domestic abuse and stalking. She thinks that if you're a gay couple, or even if you look like a gay couple, you should be allowed to be kicked out of a restaurant. It's really basic human rights, and it's right and wrong at this point. And I can't see another commercial and
Well-
see her disguising these policies behind the words Tennessee Christian values.
Well, I must have missed something, Dan, when you're charging now. The Inquirer says $1,300 a seat for the cheap seats is what it comes down to. That's Christian values.
We're
Can you
shaking off.
imagine just the guy with the British accent must be the grand advisor. Yeah, we can half your next tour as far as how many people show up. Just keep it up. attacking Marsha. Oh, my goodness. All right. So who is it that should ring that bell? Let me give you the side question, too. Side question today. We've been holding this one for a while. We think it's a great side question. Hit us with that film. Hit us with that movie that is an all-time great movie, or at least great, and has a lousy sequel. Now, I think we all know on this show, Godfather 2, Dan is absent without leave on the Godfather series, is better than Godfather. And that takes a lot to say, but it is. By the way, I got a De Niro update. Robert De Niro says it's planned, and he will be a new dad at the age of 79. Do I have that right? Yes. Becomes a father to his
Whoa.
seventh child at the age of 79.
Who's this?
Robert De Niro.
What?
Yes.
Why?
Yes. He, I think, what's the woman's name? Brittany, with 2 T's and 2 E's, Blair.
Now, I don't know science.
No,
I don't know.
she's the interviewer. He didn't give the woman. Yes.
I don't know if you're medically plugged in enough to know this, but once you get to that age, it's still possible for a man to.
Yes. Why
Okay.
wouldn't it be?
I don't know. I don't know.
He's
I was going to ask, is it something that he froze, his
no,
stuff
not that we know. He's a fertile guy. So
yeah.
it's all about the woman. Who's the mystery woman? But here's the thing. How in the world are you going to have a kid at 79? I mean, what's he going to do around that? And he said to the interviewer, it was planned. De Niro strikes again. All right. So
when the kid's 10 years old,
he'll be 89.
He's gonna be 89 years old.
I know. No, it's out of bounds. I would take Godfather 3 off because Godfather 2 is even better than Godfather 1. You got all that legacy, and they said, what the heck? Let's give Al Pacino some kind of different haircut. Throw the Vatican in. There is one great line, I think, that's superior, or it's up there with the great lines from The Godfather and Godfather 3, Dan. What do you say it is?
I don't know. Do you think Jim has it?
Jim, do you know it from Godfather 3? There's one line. All right, Godfather 3, what are they? That's a good one. Yeah. You got him pretty good, too. What's the other one? That's it. Yes, wet our beaks. He's not letting them wet their beaks. I love that line every time they deliver it better. Yeah, you're right, though. The other line's the big line, though. Every time I'm out, they pull me back in. He did De Niro's voice, huskier there, too. Yeah.
Joe Montagniac's coming up on the show soon.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he's going to be a guest on our show. So.
I didn't even know that. We'll have to wet our beak here with him. Okay. All right. All right.
That's going to be Thursday, May 18th. Yeah.
I didn't even know that.
12:10 p.m.
All right. I'm going to take Terminator 3 off. I love Terminator 2. Terminator 3, though, brutal. I mean, it's just blah.
Yeah.
The other one, when I saw Sandra Bullock the first time in Speed, oh, my God. It was just incredible. Have you seen Speed, Dan?
Yes.
All right.
Only the first one, though.
Just the playfulness, the whole deal, and driving that bus was just unbelievable. Speed 2 is so bad. I don't even know the ending or the 3/4 mark. I stopped watching it, and I've seen Speed several times. It's really, really an engaging film. Just brutal, the sequel. So we want a great film, or at least a really good film, and a rotten sequel. What do you have, Dan?
I'm going to take one off the board, maybe get a little political here.
Yeah.
Back in the early mid-2000s, Ben Stiller came out with a movie where he played male model Zoolander.
Right.
Kind of a controversial film. I mean, not really controversial, but during that time period in the mid-2000s, there was a lot more, let's say, towing the line in humor. So then they decided to put out Zoolander 2, Dom. And in today's comedy writing environment, Zoolander 2 just fell flat on its face. The writing was terrible. The jokes weren't funny. Absolutely terrible sequel. And I really put it out that, Zoolander, there's a lot of restrictions on comedy writers today. And I think that's really hampered Zoolander 2.
All right. So we got Dan's. We'd love to hear yours at 855-839-1210. You get on board. You can jump in right now. Coming up, horrific not accident, hit and run. Brought an arch, mom in front of her 3 kids, and the 3 kids get hit so hard they get knocked out of their shoes, Dan, by someone driving a Jeep at high speed with the lights off. So the pedestrian didn't even have a chance. I'll tell you who I blame for it coming up. Oh, we can't be doing blame anymore. No. We're never. If you tell me you have to give up blame and pointing fingers, every time Sherelle Parker says that, I feel an itch to say, that's it. I want to hear some blame
We
here.
want
Point some
blame.
fingers. When she goes in the Parker administration, we're not going to be finger pointing. Oh, no. Well, put me in charge of finger pointing. I'll do it for you.
Yeah.
It
we
was
want finger
Krasner, I
pointing.
tell you. It was Krasner. But there's somebody else responsible for this nonsense. 855-839-1210. That's how you get on board. Great day to tell you about Captain Chucky's. And Dan is sampling some of the largesse at this point, right?
No. After the break, Dom, I'll be warming it
you'll
up
be-
during the
okay.
break. And do you want some too? I can bring
No,
you
it's
in one.
okay. I'm on duty here. I can't be. It's like
All right,
drinking
all
on
right.
the show or so.
Yeah, so head over to
yeah,
youtube.com/@1210WPHT. Dom, you have
Right.
these newly released lobster and kicking crab raviolis.
Banging crab.
Banging crab
Kicking
raviolis.
crab. Kicking crab.
Sorry.
Yes.
The other night,
Yeah.
and me and Maisie, we also made some as well, and they are absolutely incredible. So what I did is I brought some in leftovers that I had the other night, and tune over to youtube.com/@1210WPHT, and you can see me eating it live.
Oh, this is a big treat.
Yeah.
Maybe you should ring the bell because Mother's Day is this Sunday. Get to the newest Captain Chucky's, and right now in stores, 2 delicious new ravioli varieties. Captain Chucky's partners with the Vera Pasta Company. That's a big time company. This is a big deal. It's the banging crab and lobster ravioli. Captain Chucky's also has several choices of breaded, non-breaded crab cakes, literally a crab cake for everybody, dessert, soup, sides, appetizers, the Dom roll, my personal favorite, and also specials all over the place using only the highest quality ingredients. Mother's Day coming up. Just try the Gulf shrimp. Always wild caught, never farm raised. Get that shrimp tray, crab cakes, get some of the lobster ravioli, the banging crab. Think delicious Captain Chucky's items for dinner and entertaining needs. 18 big locations. Meet the crew at the original store out there in Newtown Square, the Westtown Farm Market, Mullica Hill Farm Market, Jason and Bridget Latier in Jameson, and Tony and Jamie Parson, their newest store in Cinnaminson. The Vogelsang family, Runnymede, New Jersey, Ocean City, Sea Isle City, open Friday and Saturday, noon till 5. See Chris and Donna Ryan in Ocean City, and the McCann family in Sea Isle City. Friday, May 12th, Avalon opens up again. So all right there in one spot. Get that pasta too. WeLoveCrabCakes.com. All right, it is Dom time. Welcome in. Side question today at the end of your call is simply hit us with a lousy sequel to a really good or great original. That's what we're looking for in the side question. Now, this mom, this story, just the wildness of it. We do Krasnerland. It'll be on the agenda tomorrow at 4 o'clock on the station's Facebook page. But the Jeep flying at this mom with 3 kids, I believe, knocked them so hard out of their shoes at Broad and Arch in Center City, lights off. This is part, it screams to me, of the so-called driving equity bill or equality bill. And the courts take forever. We have life and death going on here to strike this nonsense down. Cops are just not stopping. Why should they in Philadelphia? Why do anything? Just show up and pretend to be a cop. That's all that they want you to do in this administration with Larry Krasner. We told you yesterday the officer Nicoletti, decorated SWAT team guy, did his job in getting those protesters out of there on 676, and he's going to be retried again. Krasner will not stop. He hates cops. He's got a mob in Philadelphia that hates cops. They don't want police. Now, Helen Gim, cop hater, leader of the mob, is bringing in on Sunday, if you can imagine, both Bernie Sanders and AOC. I'd have to say AOC at this point might be the bigger draw. You can just imagine the wild stuff that they're going to say. Now, in the end, on Tuesday, I don't think Gim is going to win. But I bet you, even if you're in the suburbs, you get it. You get what a threat these people are, how destructive they are. Imagine passing a bill that essentially puts a cop behind an 8-ball just to make a routine stop, which would result in taking guns off the street, illegal drugs, and maniacs who shouldn't be driving or not legally able to drive, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So this woman gets run over, hit and run, kids knocked out of shoes, everybody, oh my God, talking about that. But no connecting to the dots, no connecting to what we see play out right in front of us. And it's coming to the suburbs. That's where this goes. All right, you got the side question going on. The big story today, I think I'm feeling better than I expected I would with the big reveal from Comer today. I gave you some of the details that were revealed. I know the media not reporting a lot of this. I know that there are alternative media out there. There's some real estate where this is going to get reported. And ultimately, Democrats are the ones that are going to try to use this to stop Biden from running again at some point, to make some kind of, whatever the reason given, to give them some leverage in this. RFK Jr. will too. Now, the Trump interview tonight, I'm sure they'll try to center in on the sex abuse decision, if you will. But I think Trump will pivot and bring up a lot of this stuff. It's good that he's going on CNN. He's taken over that real estate. He's hitting a completely different audience. Any number of people there are going wild. How dare you bring Trump into this? As far as Fox, Dan, you know what this is like? The attitude of the Murdochs at Fox has been the attitude of some of these people in the NFL when it comes to running backs. The idea is, no, don't pick a great running back like the guy from Florida who got picked 8th, I guess, right? Yeah, pick somebody in the 4th round. They're all the same. We can just plug them in. Dan chowing down there, can't even talk, and you can see this on YouTube. Yes. All right.
I don't mean to chew in the micro, man, but these Captain Chunky's raviolis.
Of course.
YouTube.com/@1210WPHD. I forgot how good these were. Like, I just took a bite.
Yes. I mean, it's a big deal to partner with Vera Pasta. It shows what this company's all about.
I wish our cameras got a little bit better because
right. So
they are so good.
So it's like how they treat running backs. It's the same thing here. The Murdochs think you can tag in anybody at 8 o'clock. What's the big deal? In other words, Megyn Kelly blew up there and left. Nobody cared. Yeah, that's their attitude. We continued on. We did better. O'Reilly will be on the show tomorrow at 12:30. We plugged in Tucker Carlson. Look at that. Tucker Carlson is even more unique, and people are at a point. Fox is losing now in prime time from 7 o'clock to 11 o'clock. They're getting murdered in the 2554 demo by CNN and MSNBC. It's hard to believe. Now, Carlson's coming back on Twitter, Tucker Carlson. There are betting odds out there. How many people, Dan, over and under, the first time that he tweets out his show? I don't know how long it will be on Twitter. How many people ultimately will see it? The over and under is 120 million people. Look, I'm taking the under on that. I mean, look, I respect, but 120 million people, this is Super Bowl type of stuff. You think 120 million people plus will consume the Tucker Carlson show?
No, that's a lot.
I mean, yeah, that's
a lot.
that is quite a lot. I still say, I don't know why they're fooling around. Be done with it. Stop the bleeding. Put Jesse Waters in there. Put somebody that people really want at 7 and move on. But it's still not going to be the same. No, the 8 o'clock, Tucker Carlson is not just like a running back. They're all the same. Plug them in, play. I don't think that's going to work. I think they're kidding themselves. They have really damaged themselves with their audience at this point. Now, where are they going? Where are they going to go and stay? I'm not sure. Newsmax just doesn't look as high quality as Fox, the way it's produced, the whole thing. And OAN looks rinky-dink. News Nation, same kind of thing. So we'll see. All right, side question. Let me take a couple on the side question here. And then hopefully if Dan is fortified by raviolis, we'll have a little bit of him coming up. Let's go to
Just
John.
going to interrupt real fast.
Yes.
I want to share in this glory of these great raviolis. Jim, I got a couple extra. If you want to come grab one, feel free to come over here.
Okay, very good. John in Wildwood. Hey, John, what do you have today?
Or if I may, with the Biden stuff, the guy stands there and says he wants the millionaires and billionaires to pay their fair share,
yes.
but he's hiding all kinds of money.
And imagine Hunter Biden's laziness. They just keep the same company name and keep on adding on a letter to it. You know what will get them in the end is the taxes. And also, to your point,
right.
How this looks perceptually if the media just covers it in any way, shape, or form. I think they will. Somebody will break, and then competitively, they'll have to talk about it a little bit.
Okay, for my movie.
Yes.
Austin Powers, the first Austin Powers movie, I had to watch 3 times to see the whole thing. I laughed so much. And then Goldmember was basically the same joke told by the same guy. It just wasn't funny. I'm a big Austin Powers fan, but
yeah, the original Austin Powers is very funny, very original. Then they milk it for another time and figure we'll be able to get that out of it. I mean, I didn't even see it. Creed 2. I loved, but Creed 3, no way.
Supposedly we're missing out. There's allegedly a really good film.
Not
They're
from
calling
what
it the
I read.
best.
Okay,
No.
I just think once you go past 2, it's got to be extraordinary. Otherwise, it's going to be bad stuff.
Very
Even
true.
a sequel is dangerous. But after the second, going for the second sequel, oh, man, now you have 2 films, if they're good, that the sequel has to live up to. All right, 8-5. Oh, I know. Back to the Future. I love Back to the Future. The second, brutal. The third,
no.
Oh, yeah.
The second was
good.
great.
Oh,
The second was better than the first. Third one was absolutely terrible.
I don't see how.
Is it because there's an amalgam for Trump in the film, and is that why there's like negativity towards Back to the Future too?
No, that's it. It's just the first one is just fresh, brilliant. Not the second.
No.
I'm not seeing that. All right, that's what we're looking for. In addition to everything else, we'll be talking with Representative Scott Perry, head of the House caucus, who are behind this display today, in laying out 9 Biden family members getting paid by the Chinese. It's bigger. The Romanians involved. Who knew about the Romanians? The amount of money. Did they pay taxes on this? And the shell game. All these corporations they set up. Why are you doing that, Joe? Hey, let me tell you about my friend and board-certified prosthodontist, Dr. Robert Bentz. My dentist of the Bent's Dental Group in East Norriton. Now, I always enjoy telling you, Dan did a great job filming me interviewing Dr. Bent's here recently. He's a problem solver. That's what we talk about when we bring you these issues from him. Other dentists refer their tougher cases to Dr. Bent's. Whatever the issues are that you have, Dr. Bent's is more than capable to develop a custom plan for your long-term oral health, give you the smile that you've always wanted. Plus, you or a family member have been avoiding going to the dentist, fear, anxiety. I had one woman from Ocean City, 8 years had not been to the dentist. 8 years. Well, Dr. Bent's offers sedation dentistry to make that visit a pleasant experience. So if you've been putting off a minor problem, get it taken care of now. Routine care, dental implants, and that on-site digital lab that we always kid about, that it's remarkable. It's all there, and the great staff will make your visit the most comfortable and convenient possible. Get the oral care you need and deserve, that beautiful smile that you've always wanted. Make an appointment by visiting bentsdentalgroup.com. Book that appointment, bentsdentalgroup.com or 610-272-6949. It is Dom time. Yesterday, we told you about the shameful Norristown School District, and I watched their news conference on this. This is the school district that's going to have teachers wear badges saying they're the good guys. And on that badge, there will be websites in which they'll tell teenagers about bondage and other sexual activities. Here's a little bit, Dan, of how it sounded. This is cut 6. They announced their program, the I Am Here badge. Imagine teachers wearing badges saying they're here.
In an age when certain states and certain school districts are taking steps away from inclusivity, it is personally important to me that we openly and outwardly profess that we in the Norristown Area School District embrace all students and all staff members as they are and celebrate them for who they are. And that is all students and all staff members. It is my hope that all of our staff will voluntarily participate to wear the I'm Here badge, to show that we want to provide safe spaces with safe people willing to support all students and all staff members, and in particular, our LGBTQIA+ students and staff.
You wear the badge, it tells any student, I stand with you, I'm not going to judge you, I accept you for who you are, and I am a person you can talk to and come to. When you sign up to be the I'm Here person, you get this nice little badge to wear inside an information card that has QR codes so that both the staff member and the student can scan the QR code, get more information, get resources, get help.
All right. Well, I don't think you're telling the full story there. How about showing some graphic designs, Dan, of the bondage and the other sexual activities we talked about yesterday and the sex worker organization that you get with
It's
this?
nuts. It's crazy.
They went on to say, if by chance you're a teacher working in another district who is not as accommodating of all their students, we have a place for you here too, said the school board president.
Just don't wear the ribbon.
Who do you think you are?
Put the ribbon on.
Hey, Cedric, Bob, this guy won't wear a ribbon.
Who? Who doesn't want to wear the ribbon?
All right. Coming up, we're going to talk with Representative Scott Perry. The border is the other big story today. And a great piece about this bishop, the head of the U.S. Bishops Immigration Group, who says that Republicans are way out of line by wanting to build a wall and to have a border. Yep, and he's the head of the U.S. Bishops on this. Scott Perry next, 855-839-1210, coming to you on the side question 2 on Talk Radio 1210.